YouTube. Today I'm actually going to install a Roush Cold Air Intake on my Focus ST today. So you guys already heard the before shot. We're going to give you guys an after shot in just a sec.
As well as a video of us installing it. So let's get started. So first things first, we're going to go and take off the stock airbox. Let's loosen up all the bolts right here.
Alright guys, so we got the plastic cover off of it. Right now we're going to take off the factory air filter and we're going to shortly install the Roush air filter. Next we're going to take off the engine cover from this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the two factory clamps right here, disconnect it right from the boot.
So once you guys go ahead and remove the two clamps that keep the rubber sleeves on, you'll get the stock intake, which is just a plastic piece. And you do want to keep the factory washers right there. Can you point to it? Because I can't. Both hands.
The factory washers right over here.
So I keep that for the
These
install.
are going to be very essential for putting in your aftermarket cold air intake. You need to give it a little bit of love and get it out of there.
Next step is taking off these two. You're going to need a deep socket ratchet. So let's go ahead and take that off. Everything you take off, you want to keep just in case, because if the kit that you get in the mail doesn't have all the pieces, you can still use some of the factory stuff that came off of it in the first place. Okay, so we just got to take these two off.
Alright, so we just took this piece off. It's a real pain in the ass. If you want to save your time struggling, definitely get a 1/4 inch ratchet and about, what was it, a 7mm socket. That'll get the job done properly and efficiently.
The washer we took off earlier that we showed you guys.
You're actually going to use this for the aftermarket intake that you're installing. Just got to push it in there. Alright, we're also going to have to take off these additional rivets and washers.
And again, these go straight from the stock onto the Roush intake. So don't throw these away. Alright, then you go ahead and put from the Roush box, you get a set of clamps. This goes on, what? Right there. Alright, now we're going to go and install the Roush intake, which goes down there where the intake manifold is way down there. And let's go and get things lined up. So this, push this down. And this hole lines up right here. Turn it. So this hole lines up. This hole lines up. So once you guys pull out the stock intake and fit the new Roush intake, so this black piece right here, onto the throttle body down there where the turbo is, then you just connect the clamps on, tighten the clamps, get the clamps put on here, tighten them up, add the air filter, and then we should be good to go. And then put the stock little airbox thing they got going on. Alright, while Phil gets the clamp put on the bottom end where the outlet is for the turbo, where the intake goes in, we're going to go ahead and add these clamps onto the bottom end of the intake system here, just to make sure it stays put and doesn't move around. And then last step is to put on the filter, which goes right here. And this is the easiest part, thankfully.
Alright, so now the final step is attaching this little protector on here from hitting the hood. So it goes on pretty easy, just clips on like that.
Finalize everything, we're going to go and tighten everything up and make sure it's where it needs to be. Intake. This only took maybe 20 minutes to do, which is pretty good timing, I'd say, right? Boom, let's go ahead and check out and see what it sounds like. Great success! Any changes to the actual exhaust itself, we can see if it changed at all. Great success.
It's nice.
It's nice.
All right, guys. So our video on the installation of the Roush intake on the Ford Focus ST is coming to a conclusion. Hopefully, you guys are going to get an intake on your own and be ready to install it right off the bat. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later.